What is going on, guys? We are continuing our watching the Sargon of Akkad's video, Demands of Black Lives Matter from 4 years ago, and going through what Black Lives Matter actually wants, their manifesto, which they took down. We already went through a few things in part one about how they wanted to end the war on black people. Their words, obviously. They want to stop punishing black kids from doing bad things in schools. They believe that black and white kids do it pretty much the same, but the people in charge of the schools, the teachers, whatever, they just go after black kids more. They just let white people slide, white kids slide more in school. So they wanted to end to that, etc., etc. I'm not going to go through the whole video because I already made the video. And a side note, I'm really glad I am downloading videos like these because one of my favorite YouTubers, Atheism is Unstoppable, he had like 3 different channels. They were all taken down at the exact same time. One day I just woke up and all 3 of his channels were gone. For hate speech, I would like anyone to explain to me how anything he said was hateful. And I just downloaded one of his videos, the one about the Gillette ad, which was one of his best. But I'm trying to find him on some other platform, and I can't. I went to BitChute, Parler, DLive. I don't know where he is. Unlike most of the other people I listen to, I know where their backup stuff are. And, you know, if I think about it, I do go to that first. I'm been going to YouTube less and less so now that more and more people I listen to aren't on there anymore. I go to DLive and BitChute just as often as YouTube. So that's just a side note because this is the reason why, again, why I downloaded this Sargon video, because his channel gets deleted too. It could happen at any point in time. I'm surprised it survived this latest rounds of censorship because a lot of people got deleted. Anyway, the manifesto continues with their demands to an end to capital punishment, which actually I agree with. That's one of the things I've changed my mind with, I'd say within the last 6 or 7 years, like after it was after college, you know, and the older you get, the less you change your mind about. I believe the concept of it, and I believe we should still use it for like people who like committed mass shootings where it's like obviously them. Like there's no point, there's you know, like stuff like that, like mass shootings or anything else that it's within the shadow. Like there's no way you couldn't do it. It's like Dylan Roof saying, "Well, I didn't do that." Like 100 people fucking saw you. Like yeah, but for stuff like, oh, this unsolved murder from 30 years ago based on this faulty DNA thing and these eyewitnesses who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, oh yeah, we're going to kill you. Like, no, the government makes too many mistakes, is too retarded. Again, outside this, I can make a whole video just on that, on why capital punishment is bad, but we're not talking about that. But in short, the government is too retarded, makes too many mistakes, has too many people doing their jobs who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Eyewitnesses are inaccurate as fuck. They've done studies where they've had 10 people sitting on a street and a green car drives by, and then they ask them, what color is that car? And like half of them got it wrong. Like, no one knows jack shit about what they see. Again, falling IQ status. But no, I actually agree with that. That's one of the few things I agree with Black Lives Matter. There should be an end to capital punishment. Until the government shows itself to be a respectful organization, isn't that funny? At least coherent enough, competent enough, smart enough to enact capital punishments, like a 99.999999999 correctly, there's always going to be mistakes. Nothing is 100% efficient. But you better be as close to 100% as you can. Not this sorry ass excuse we have now. Until they get there, no, you shouldn't have capital punishment. An end to money bail, mandatory fines, fees, court surcharges. Well, I mean, the Constitution allows for the courts in court proceedings. Now, should they have all of these weird fines? Yeah, I think we should get rid of like 60 or 70% of all fines and all these mandatory tax and mandatory add-on. Oh, and this added little surcharge and this fine, this fee. Yeah, I can mostly see that, but that's kind of a broad statement. Like, do you not want people to be able to make bail? Do you not want defendant like it's such a broad statement that I don't know exactly what they mean by that. So we're going to put it like a half to that one. An end to the use of past criminal history to determine eligibility for housing, education, licenses, voting, loans, employment, and other services and needs. That's hilarious. So basically, you're telling me you don't want to be responsible for your actions. Oh yeah, I committed armed robbery 12 years ago and I broke parole like 3 times, but I should totally be able to live in this apartment, right? Landlord, you have to give me this apartment next to all these other families with children. Yeah, it's totally fine. No, you can't use that against me, man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hire this person that assaulted this person. Wouldn't you want to know? Oh yeah, that guy we just hired. Oh yeah, he violently assaulted someone like 8 years ago. Hmm, maybe we shouldn't hire him. Yeah, own up to your fucking shit. If you did that, then you have to be aware of the consequences, and the consequences are basically lifelong. If someone committed assault like literally 50 years ago, that'd be like, okay, well now he's like 80, he's not gonna fucking do anything. But murder, yeah, I don't care how long it's been. If you murdered someone, not in self-defense, I don't care if you're 80. That'd be like, nah, I don't want to work in here. Nah. It doesn't have to be anything that's serious. It has to be with like money fraud or any other money crime. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you a loan if you stole money. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Like, I don't know how. In the previous video, I said how black people do not want to own up to the consequences of actions. They just want to be able to do whatever they want with reparations. That's something else they asked for. And abolish the police, which we'll get down there in number 8, it looks like. So they want reparations, they want no police, and they want to do whatever crimes they do and have no consequence for it when it comes to housing, education, license, voting loans, all that crap. If that doesn't say I don't want to accept responsibility for my actions, I don't know what does. An end to the war on black immigrants. Well, it's funny because there is no war on black immigrants. We don't have to accept any immigrants. You know, there is nothing in the Constitution saying that we have to accept anyone. We choose to. I think we should choose a certain amount of people. No, absolutely strict no immigration is bad for a country, but the fact that we're taking in millions and millions of people every single year, not to mention the millions and millions of illegal immigrants, so we have tons and tons of people pouring into our country. That's way too much. No, we got to stop that. We're not. We're not. Just because you say, "Hey, we can't accept you into our country and just give you a bunch of free crap and let you do whatever you want," that's not a war on you. They're like children when they're like, "If you don't give us everything you want, then that means you must hate me." You know how kids pull that shit. If you don't give every single thing I want, that means you hate me. You don't love me. Like that's the way they're acting. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Come on, including a repeal of the 1996 Crime and Immigration Bill. You might want to talk to Joe Biden about that because that was one of his landmark pieces. Uh, but if I had to take a wild gander, I think that that's just total speculation. Black people are still going to vote for him in mass because they've been brainwashed into thinking that voting for Democrat helps them. And see how that's been working out the last 60 years. No one's going to challenge them on that. An end to all deportations. Wow. So we can't kick out anyone. MS-13 member who slit a woman's throat. Nah, he's fine. He can stay here. Oh, we'll put him in jail. Oh, I don't even know if you want. I don't even know if you want that. You want demilitarization of law enforcement, and you don't want police in general. So, like, do you just what do you want to do with the MS-13 illegal immigrant who slit a woman's throat? You want to kick him out? No, you can't do that. You can't deport him. Well, you want to put him in a jail? No, you can't because there's no police. Oh, we found this place with law enforcement, but there's no. They don't have weapons. They're demilitarized. Oh, so that means that MS-13 members just break in and kill a bunch of them and break them back out? So, like, what's your solution for this? Like, this is just basic crap that they have no solution for. An end to the war on blacks, trans, queer, and gender non-conforming people. There is no war. Nothing. No one's doing anything against them. No one gives a shit. To ensure they have full access to employment, health, housing, education. So just give them a bunch of free fucking shit. That's what you're saying. To give them a job, give them health insurance, give them a house, and give them a free education. If you're not doing that, then that means you hate them and you are committing war against them. No, just because I don't give you every single goddamn thing that you want doesn't mean that I hate you or that I want a war against you. That is such an entitlement way of thinking to think that you are owed any of that. No, you go out there and you fucking earn it yourself like an adult, like a normal human being, just like the rest of us. And yeah, it's tough. Yeah, there's a point in my life where I was looking for a full-time job for years and years and years. I didn't have health insurance for a while. I was homeless. It took me fucking forever to get an education. You think non-black people don't deal with these problems? Do you think it was easy for me? No. Who said life's easy? I just want to. And they're like, oh, for rich white people it's easy. You know, for rich people in general it's easy. For rich black people they have it way easier than poor white people. Can guarantee you. An end to the mass surveillance of black communities. Well, I agree that we shouldn't survey like all the Patriot Act, NDAA, NSA spying. Yeah, I agree that shouldn't be done. But I don't think it's what you're talking about because when they say in parentheses, talking about drones and body cameras and predictive policing software, Wait, so you don't want the police to have body cams? I thought you wanted the police to have body cams, so then whenever they commit all these acts of police brutality that they supposedly do, you have it on film. That's kind of a weird thing to be against. Why don't you want them to have body cams? Oh, because you don't want them catching you committing crime. You want to be able to say I didn't do nothing and have nothing to back up the police's point of view. Because if you're in the right and all these police people are just beating black people for no reason and making up crimes against them and all that stuff, wouldn't you want them to have body cams? It's such a weird thing. Predictive policing software. So you don't want the police to go to neighborhoods that are committing all this crime. You don't want them to have access to that type of information or that type of technology. Why? So you can get away with doing shit? Why wouldn't you want that? It's because you don't want to own up to the crimes you're committing? Oh, that sounds a lot like it. The demilitarization of law enforcement. Again, like I said in previous videos, like I don't know, like last 3 or 4 videos that weren't coronavirus related, I do agree that we should lower a lot of police budgets. There are a lot of police budgets that are completely overblown and bloated. That we could save a lot in the debt that all these counties and states and the country, for that matter, is incurring due to these bloated law enforcement budgets. But there's a difference between cutting down on the bloat and balancing the budget when it comes to what law enforcement gets, and then just straight up demilitarizing it. Again, like I said before, these police officers go against gang members with fully automatic rifles on a daily basis. This happens across the country every single day, and no one ever wants to talk about it because it's minorities mostly doing it. I don't see a bunch of white people running around with automatic rifles killing cops or killing civilians. White people do kill civilians; they kill innocent people, but not. I don't see a bunch of gangs equivalent to like MS-13 or the Crips and Bloods or anything like that. Like, yeah, there are white gangs. If I can find out, put up the stat, but they're way less. They're way less. They're not even a problem with it when it comes to the amount of carnage they create. So, no, the law enforcement, they do need some body armor. They need sniper rifles and rifles, fully automatic rifles, and armored vehicles. Not a full-on fucking Humvee or like a tank, no, but just an armored vehicle so when someone shoots at them, which happens all the fucking time, they have a bulletproof car. I think that's a reasonable thing when you're seeing what they're fighting against. It's like, yeah, you should have that. An immediate end to the privatization of police. Prisons, jails, parole, food, phone, and all criminal justice related services. Wait, but I thought you wanted to abolish the police. I thought you wanted to defund the police and put it into more community-based organizations. You know what community-based organizations are? They're private, they're non-government. Unless you're talking about putting the local government, but police are already local government. That's why you have county police stations and sheriff deputies. I don't know what you want. It sounds like you just want to get rid of everything. There's no coherency to any of this crap. They contradict each other constantly, and it just all boils down to they just want to do whatever they want with endless money they want. They just want to be given all of this crap and no law enforcement to go after them. And if they do exist, then they can't do anything about it because they're outgunned or outmanned. That's what it sounds like. I mean, what other interpretation could you come by reading these things? Now we go to number 10. They want an end to public jails, detention centers, youth facilities, and prison. But you just said in the previous one you don't want it to be privatized either. So you don't want public or private jails? You want no jails at all. Is that what you're saying? That's what it sounds like. You want no jails. No one's going to be held for anything. Oh, yeah, you just shot up 3 people? Yeah, you're fine. We're going to send out a social worker to talk to you about your treatment plan and why you shouldn't shoot up people. Like, just what? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on. There is just no way. They want anarchy. They want anarchy. Whoever has the most amount of people and the most amount of guns does whatever they want. And they want to be that person on top. That's what it sounds like. What else? You want community-based? Are youth facilities? I don't know what they mean by that. Like youth facilities that hold youth that committed crimes? Or youth facilities like rec centers and like I'm assuming they mean because it's more in line with the other 3 things. They mean like facilities that hold youth that commit crime. Oh, so you want them to go free too? You want just at all ages, nothing? No enforcement of anything? They only want this for black people, right? This is the 2-tier system I'm talking about. If a white person shot up 3 black people, you better as hell know that they will be gunning for that white person to face justice, to face suffering for that. When a black person does it, no, they don't want that. I don't know what they want. An end to solitary confinement. I'm not even getting into that because it's a whole separate fucking issue just on its own, whether we should do that. Access to quality healthcare. Yeah, that's what we need. Just give us a bunch of free fucking shit. Where are you gonna pay for this? I don't know, since none of you guys are gonna fucking work, apparently. Address the needs of our youth, queer, gender, non-conforming, and trans families. You know what everyone needs? Education, whether it be a school or trade school. You need to know something. You need to know how to do something to get a job. You need a safe place to live. You need to be competent adults. Giving people a bunch of crap is not going to help them do that. Raising them correctly, or if you reach them later in life, showing them the right way to do things would help. There's some people that are beyond that. If you think you can sit down with a Crip who's killed like 7 people last couple of years, innocent people, not in self-defense. You know, I put a fucking disclaimer about everything I say, and say, hey, we need to, we're gonna sit down, we're talking about what you need. Like, I need drugs, women, and guns. They'd be like, no, it's bad. It's like, I don't care. Like, there's certain, like, are you kidding me? Like, just, if you think you can just solve this by just giving people stuff, oh, we're gonna give you a nice apartment to live in, and a bunch of money to buy food. He's gonna trash that apartment with drugs and hookers, and then use that money to buy weapons and drugs. What are you gonna do if he does? What if he does? What if he doesn't do what you want him to do with that money? What are you gonna do? There's no jails, public or private. There's no police. There's no enforcement of anything. It's total anarchy. Everyone doing whatever they fucking want. I don't know how you can afford all this. If there's total anarchy, you think other people are gonna like keep working? Society, the economy's gonna keep on going. If you're just allowing black people to do all this crap, we're already seeing the breakdown of society with all this spike in crime, doing all these riots and race riots and all these brutal murders and stuff. You think people are going to keep working if that it keeps on getting worse? If that's codified in the legal system, which we're already seeing that happening, with allowing black people to get away with all this crap and just denying that it's happening, where are you going to get all the money, all the taxpayer-funded money to do all this stuff? Oh, we're just going to stack up the debt and tax the rich people. You think the rich people are going to stay, going to keep working, keep being productive to get all that taxable income? Like, come on. It's like it's like asking a 4-year-old to play Civilization. Like, actually, that's pretty insulting because I played Civilization when I was like 6 or 7 and I figured it out. But like 3 or 4, expect them to like run a civilization. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. Jesus Christ, is what we're dealing with here? Direct democratic community control of local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. I don't know how you want a community to control an entire state law enforcement agency. I don't know how you want a community to control federal law enforcement agencies. I don't understand how that works. How does, if one community says one thing, one community says another, then what do you do? Like, do you want the federal law enforcement to still exist, but they act differently in different communities depending on what the community allows them to do? Like, well, that's not confusing as fuck. That's not already confusing with states having radically different laws. But that's beside the point. We already have this. The county sheriff's office is the community local law enforcement. These people, if they don't live in the exact county, they commute from a nearby. They live in the area. They're not from Bangladesh. They're not from Russia. They live in the community they serve. We already have that. Yeah, you might cross a county or two because people commute a long way, or you might be on a border or something, but basically they live in the community. You can only drive so far to work. If you live in a county and you work in that county, you're part of the community. We elect sheriffs. The police officer thing is a different beast, which I guess I can kind of see that. And in cities is way different than rural areas. But again, we already have this. If we don't like what a sheriff's doing, we can unelect him. We can elect someone else. We already have community control of state law enforcement agencies. They operate based on what the state needs and not the entire country. That's why they enforce different laws. We already have control of their budgets and policies. People overwhelmingly just give them a lot of fucking money. The county sheriff's office and county police departments get their budget from, guess what? The county government, which is made up of, guess what? I know this is gonna be a shocker. People who live in that county. It just like what? How do you think it happens? Do you think like just I don't even know what the fuck they think, like how this works. Do you think that the government, the white supremacist capitalist patriarchy, just sends a bunch of cops randomly all across the country? So when someone pulls you over in Bumblefuck County, he's actually from California? Like he's just here on shift? Like, come, I can't believe, I literally cannot believe the things that I read all the time.